10 texting commandments. How to text without looking like a simp. Alright fellas, this is one of my most requested videos ever. Jeez, y'all must have some baddies you trying to hit up. So let's get started. Commandment number 1, no double texting. Fellas, you should text a girl on a 1-to-1 ratio. That means if she texts you, you text her back with one message. If you text her at 2 p.m. and you check your phone at 11 p.m. at night, you don't send a follow-up message like, "Did you get my last message?" or "You there?" Bruh, don't do none of these desperate follow-up texts. Best believe she got your text, and best believe she left your ass on red. She might be busy, she might not. Either way, move on. If she does hit you back, then good. If not, don't double text and move on. Commandment number 2, no 60-second replies. Fellas, no super quick 60-second replies. You don't want to appear like you're sitting around all day waiting for her ass to hit you up. That'll make you look needy. I suggest waiting 3 hours for the first response, and after that, you can hit her back within 30 minutes. Then afterwards, back to 2 to 3 hours. I suggest no more than 3 or 4 texts per day, otherwise you'll come across as too available. For example, after the 3rd or 4th text, I suggest saying something like, "Anyways, Melissa, I gotta run. I've got some overdue work to catch up on. Speak soon." Now, sometimes you can get away with replying within 10-15 minutes to a text, and that's cool, but just don't make a habit of this. Fellas, women love a challenge. They also love men that don't put them on pedestals. By following this principle, it makes you appear as though your time is in demand and that you're a busy, unavailable guy. This will serve to increase her attraction towards you. Now, don't get it twisted. That don't mean Don Wanna Say wants y'all faking being busy for the rest of your life. You guys should truly be busy on your purpose or engaging with friends and hobbies, so that texting a chick back a few hours later comes across natural rather than forced. Commandment number 3, no thirsty texts. Fellas, quench your thirst. No thirsty texts like, "Yo, shawty, how about you let me clap them cheeks? Yo, let's f***, or girl, come take this D." Also, fellas, no text like this.
Good morning, beautiful. Good afternoon, gorgeous. Good evening, honey. Good night, angel.
Like, cut that thirsty shit out. So drink up and stay hydrated. Commandment number 4, no emojis. Bruh, y'all don't need to be using feminine emojis. Leave that for the girls. Keep away from kissy face emojis, no X's and other simp emojis. A good rule of thumb usually is if someone was to read your text who didn't know you, would they think you're a girl? So keep away from those emojis. Commandment number 5, no long paragraphs. Fellas, ain't nobody got time to read long-ass paragraphs. This ain't a Shakespeare essay. If she gives you a 1-sentence text message, you don't need to be giving her a 4-paragraph, 16-line response. For example, "Hey Trey, you okay?" "Why, hello there, Cindy. I must say it is good to hear from you. I am eternally grateful for your presence in my life. Every time I gaze upon you, no other earthly sight can compare. We are like star-crossed lovers." Like, fam, shut the hell up. But on a more serious note, fellas, sending big-ass paragraph texts is a sign of extreme high interest. And fellas, we all know what happens when we display too much interest around girls. So don't make this simp mistake. Commandment number 6, no simping. No simp text complimenting or validating her. Fellas, you shouldn't be brown-nosing a girl to make her like you. Girls can see right through this fake phony BS. You don't need to be texting her how beautiful she is. You also don't need to text her compliments all day. If you do this, you'll look like a huge simp and find yourself either A, friend-zoned, B, played, C, used and manipulated. Then you'll be complaining, "How come she don't like me?" when she ends up choosing another dude who didn't simp, which will leave you feeling super salty. Guys, all the same real-life principles that I teach you in other videos applies to texting too. Also, let's keep it real, guys. Simps are only nice to hot chicks because they want to be knee-deep in some pussy. Simps are sneaky mofos who are basically nice guys with a pussy agenda.
You little fucking weasel.
Simps think that by texting her like a nice guy, they'll get something in return. But that shit never happens. Cause girls know that these simps are only being nice cause they want something in return.
You little fucking weasel.
The second a girl rejects them, they drop the simp nice guy act straight away. For example,
Hi there, Natasha. Today was a great day together. LMAO, I just wanted to say that today you looked extremely titillating. LOLOL. And don't worry about repaying me that £50 or returning my jacket that I borrowed you last night. You can keep them both. XXX. Would you be interested in going on a date or coming over my place tonight?
6.5 hours later.
Hey. You are a nice guy, Eric. But I'd just like to remain as friends. Sorry. Well, you little slut. Return my stuff right now before I call the fucking police. Rat face bitch.
you see guys, if you do any of those texts just for the sole purpose of sleeping with her, then it means you're not really a nice guy. You're just a simp with a hidden agenda and girls can smell that from a mile away. So bruh, stop simping over text messages. Commandment number 7, no break-in, no contact. If you and a chick haven't spoke for a few days or weeks, then the onus is on her to reach out to you. You don't want to be the one who's chasing her, because if you are the one chasing her, then that'll put you in the position of weakness, and it will make her think like she's the prize. Fellas, breaking no contact lowers your value in her eyes, because it shows you need her more than she needs you. Even if you do reach out to her and she does reply, it puts you in the submissive, weaker position, because ultimately, you were the one who reached out first. If you find yourself in a no contact situation where you two haven't spoken for a period of time, then just cut your losses and move on. There's no magic potion I could give you or instant trick that will make her reach out after her long period of no contact. Focus on other girls and get back on your purpose and hobbies. If she hollers, then good. If not, plenty more fish in this sea, playa. Commandment number 8, no check-in texts. These are basically texts which a guy uses to gain reassurance that a girl still likes him. Fellas, this is a classic simp move because if you were truly confident in yourself, you wouldn't be doing these texts. Example of check-in texts are, what's for dinner? Or, how much homework did you do this week? Like, bruh, you ain't her personal trainer and neither are you her tutor. Fellas, let's keep it real. You don't care about her diet or education. Best believe she can see right through this, and she knows you're sneakily texting her to see if she texts back. If you're in a relationship with this girl, then that's fine. But if she's just a girl you're hoping to date, then don't do this shit. It also subconsciously communicates to her, I'm unsure where I stand with you, so let me send you a text about random BS to see if you still like me. Girls can detect this stuff. Never do unconfident simp things like that. Girls know when you're making stuff up just as an excuse to talk to them. So don't think you're slick and don't think you're sneaking through the back door. So no check-in texts. Commandment number 9, reply with statements. Fellas, try to reply to texts with statements and not questions. By doing this, it'll ensure you'll never appear too available. My advice would be to keep the split between each text as 80% statements and 20% questions. Keep things short and sweet. Remember that the purpose of the phone is to set up dates only. You build rapport with her via real life, not through text. On the other hand, simps try to build rapport through text because they lack confidence to do it in real life. So they end up asking dozens of questions over text and become too available, and the girl starts to lose interest. The key here is to find the balance between not being too available, but also not being too cold. That's why I say stick with 80% statements and 20% questions. So mix it up and do what's best for you. Commandment number 10, no cracking corny jokes. Fellas, why does every young cat these days try to turn into Kevin Hart over text? Cracking lots of jokes and trying to be a funny man over texting is a bad idea because you never know how things might be perceived on the other end. You might mean it one way, and she might take it another way, and you can end up doing more harm than good. If you're over texting her trying to take the funny guy route or sending her memes all day, then just know there's a strong chance you'll end up in the friend zone. The main purpose of the phone is for setting up dates and not texting. That's why it's best to leave the comedy for face-to-face interactions. Keep that corny shit out your text. Also, trying to be a funny texter subconsciously communicates to her, I'm not good enough as I am, so let me compensate by texting goofy, corny jokes to make you like me. Fellas, if you want to differentiate yourself from all these other corny simps out there, then make sure you strictly follow this principle. And that's it, fellas. Like, comment, sub. Gang, gang, gang.